On July 13th, 2026, we lost a great icon in cinema. Sam Neill sadly passed away of pneumonia. In today's episode of the Dropbox Discoveries, we celebrate Sam Neill. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my name is Big Stu, and as always with me is my good friend Parrot.
How are we doing, guys?
And in tonight's episode of the Dropbox Discoveries, we're going to be talking about the recently departed Sam Neill.
Yeah, today's going to be a little bit different, guys. We're going to be talking about the career of the great late Sam Neill. He passed away on July 13th of 2026 in Sydney, Australia, of pneumonia. It was a tragic day. He is a wonderful actor. We're just going to kind of be going through some of his career today and talk about some of his movies and some, cool facts that we know and kind of how his movies have made us feel over the years.
Yes, sir. That's definitely what we're going to be talking about today. Sam Neill started his career early in 1977 with a little-known film called Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah, that was his first movie. And you know his actual real name?
What is his real name?
So his actual full legal name is Sir Nigel John Dormant Neill, a.k.a. Sam. I'm not sure where the name Sam comes from, but that's a mouthful, so he shortened it for sure.
Well, I'm glad he shortened it because it's a lot easier to deal with. But yes, Sam Neill was born in Northern Ireland in September 14th, 1947, and it looks like he was raised in Christchurch, New Zealand.
It's a pretty easy name to remember.
It is a good name, a good place to be raised. But Sam Neill has a filmography that spans nearly 50 years, and in 2027 it will be 50 years because
Yes.
it looks like he does have 4 films that are in the can ready to come out.
Yeah, before he did pass, we read that he did final wrap on 4 different films, 2 of which have been named so far and 2 of which are unnamed properties. The 2 that are coming out next year that we know of is Godzilla vs. Kong Supernova, and then a romantic comedy set in the Philippines with Daisy Ridley called Last Resort.
Yes. One of the great things about Sam Neill, I mean, he did start his career early in 1977 with a little-known movie named Sleeping Dogs. He further followed that up with, in 1981, The Omen 3, The Final Conflict.
Yes, that's the first movie that, I remember seeing Sam Neill as something other than Dr. Grant. It was the first movie that I remember watching because I'm a big horror guy, as you know. And Omen 3, he plays an adult Damien. He's actually going to be the president. And
wow.
So it's a really good one, and it shows his range. He plays an evil, literally pure evil person in this one, which is a big departure from some of the other stuff he's done.
That's good. One of the things I've noticed about Sam Neill when I look at his filmography and when I've seen things about him or seen things with him in it is at no point do I watch the movie and go, oh, that's Sam Neill. I go, that's Dr. Grant.
Yeah,
I mean, that's how I do.
He really puts his whole
He put his entire heart into every project that he did from everything that I could see. He did follow up The Omen. He did a small movie called Possession in 1981.
That's a French and German movie that I've never seen that one.
We're gonna have to probably do a deep dive on some Sam Neill stuff
definitely.
here. And then I know that you mentioned this a couple days ago.
Yeah,
Dead Calm in 1989. It's one of Nicole Kidman's first movies.
Yeah, it's her and Billy Zane.
Billy Zane and Nicole Kidman, and Sam Neill got really noticed in that movie. And that movie is a psychological horror slasher movie.
Yeah. And
that takes place on the deep sea.
Yeah. It's kind of a weird coincidence. We were talking about this before he passed. I had just randomly looked at Billy Zane movies, and this movie had popped up. And we talked about possibly doing it for an episode of the Dropbox. And then we hear about him passing away maybe 2 or 3 days later.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a weird coincidence. So we're probably going to be watching that movie as well pretty soon. It's something that I'm going to put on my list because I love all 3 of those actors. And from what I could see in the preview, it looked pretty intense. And that's what I love, a good thriller.
Yeah, yeah. And now the one movie that I remember first seeing him in is The Hunt for Red October.
Classic.
It is a classic spy movie. Not even a spy movie. It is a spy movie.
Yeah.
It's the
U-boats.
The U-boats. It's
submarines.
I can't remember the series that it was from, but it was Tom Clancy novel, and he plays a Russian officer on a secret submarine.
Yeah.
And he acts with Sean Connery. I mean, one of the greatest performances that I've seen Sean Connery in. I mean, it's just fantastic. Tim Curry.
Yeah, Tim Curry.
Tim Curry was in this as well.
Yeah.
And it is a good spy movie, good military style film. It's a fun watch.
Looking into his filmography, he's actually done a lot of spy stuff. It's actually really cool. Like that's kind of a role he's played in some other things.
Yes, yeah, and like I said, I mean, everything that he's done, he just kind of disappears in the role.
Yeah.
He further went on to other great films, and most of us were all introduced to him in Jurassic Park, 1993. I know that this was your first movie that you remember seeing.
Yep. And that's where he really got his international recognition, where people saw him on that international blockbuster. Because some of the other movies he did were pretty big, but they weren't on the same level as Jurassic Park.
No, Jurassic Park was a game changer. Everybody knew who he was, and it was a worldwide phenomenon back in 1993 when that came out.
Yes. Yeah, it leaves a long-lasting impression on you, and he was absolutely great as Dr. Alan Grant. That's what whenever I see him, I mean, that's Dr. Alan Grant to me. He'll always be Dr. Alan Grant.
Taught a generation of kids that if you're ever attacked by a T-Rex, just to stay still. You'll be okay.
Knowledge you may need one day.
Yes,
you never know.
Yes. And then furthermore, he did a good movie later in the 90s called Event Horizon.
Event Horizon is wonderful. It's a sci-fi horror movie. It is absolute horror about where Sam Neill plays a captain of an interstellar ship, and some stuff goes down, and they actually end up opening a portal to hell with him and Lawrence Fishburne, and are absolutely great in this movie. It is probably peak space horror,
sci-fi horror.
Because I love, as you can see by my shirt today, I love a good sci-fi horror movie, and that one, it's got to be if not the best, top 3 for sure.
Yes. And don't forget that Sam Neill also had some comedy chops. He didn't just do drama and horror or sci-fi. He actually was the big baddie in Memoirs of the Invisible Man with Chevy Chase.
Okay, yes, Chevy Chase. I
Yes.
have not seen that movie in quite some time. That's one I'm gonna have to revisit.
Yes, sure. That's a fun romp, fun.
And so that's what he can really bounce between these roles of this dark, scary demon in The Omen, then go to a super educated man in the Jurassic Park, go to a comedy after that. And that's really when you can see a range of somebody's, when they can do every genre. They're not just a genre.
Yeah. He doesn't just stick to one type of role. I mean, he's never been afraid to take risks.
Yeah. And then he will come back for those movies too. Like he reprised his role as Dr. Alan Grant twice. He came back in Jurassic Park 3 in 2001, and then even in Jurassic World Dominion all the way in 2022.
And just recently in that Xfinity commercial, he reprised his role as well, and I believe they heavily CGI'd him. Into that, but he reprised his role in the Xfinity commercial.
Okay, that's awesome. That's really funny. And then some things people do know him from. If you're not a big movie guy, a lot of people do love television. He did some TV shows, even some miniseries. A lot of people might remember the 1998 miniseries Merlin, where he played the Great Wizard Merlin. He was nominated for a couple Primetime Emmys for that, a couple Golden Globes for that. And then he even reprised that role in 2006 in Merlin's Apprentice.
Yeah. And it's sad that we're just not going to be able to get to see any more from him.
So that's these couple movies that are coming out, we're going to have to really cherish those as they come out, because we're, not going to be able to see the great Sam Neill on screens for much longer. Some other TV stuff he did that he actually won some awards for. He did win 2 Golden Globes. One of them was for a role he played in Riley, Ace of Spies.
Okay.
And then also in One Against the Wind in 1991. These are some stuff that he won some awards. He was nominated for so many different, Golden Globes and Emmys and stuff like that. He didn't win an awful lot, but he always went up against some pretty tough competition.
Well, as you can tell, I'm not privy to a bunch of stuff that Sam Neill did.
Yeah.
But everything that I've ever watched Sam Neill do, I enjoyed.
Yes.
And whenever he was on screen, he's fantastic.
No, he chews up scenery.
There's a sequence in Dead Calm where he is on a boat that is abandoned and it's sinking, and he has to get it up and running so he can save his wife who's been kidnapped. And the amount of tension that was in that sequence, because you can see the boat is sinking. It's like, how is this guy going to get this going?
Yeah.
And he's underwater. He's breathing out of... There's a sequence where he gets trapped, and he finds this little tube that comes all the way up to the top of the boat, and that's how he breathes out of the boat for. I mean, he just did everything. He just put everything into it.
Yeah.
He was brilliant in Hunt for Red October. He, and he did a really good Russian accent in that movie, and it was very he was kind of comical in that movie because he was just so excited about moving to America.
Yeah.
And defecting into America. If you don't know, they're all stealing this U-boat so they can defect to America.
Yeah.
And it's a great Russian spy drama and action drama.
His role as as Dr. Alan Grant in the movie, it started out, he hated kids. That was his whole, he didn't want to be, he didn't believe anything. And then throughout that movie, he changes,
he becomes the father in that movie.
He takes care of those kids, and that's all he cares about.
I remember that's really a great scene in that movie is where the little girl is panicking, and she's like, he left us, and he turns to her and says, but that's not what I'm going to do.
Yeah, that's
a great thing to for a calming thing for a kid, and I can imagine as a little boy you probably related to that.
Yeah.
Well, if you have any love for Sam Neill, any films that you would like us to review for that Sam Neill made or Sam Neill was in,
he had a 50-year-long career. There's got to be some of those hidden gems that we haven't seen, like Dead Calm. It's a movie that I'm going to most definitely check out. So we would really love some
suggestions.
Most definitely some comments on some Sam Neill productions that, how he made you feel.
Where did you first discover Sam Neill? Let us know in the comments.
Yep. All right, guys. Thanks for coming to talk with us about this great career of Sam Neill. We'll catch you later. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Good night, guys.
Good night.